You're not part of this family. Don't show up." Ethan said it with a grin, tossing a chicken wing bone. The bone bounced once, splattering grease across the tablecloth I had brought. For a moment the table went silent, then laughter broke out. My father clapping his knee, my mother pretending to scold Ethan. I did not laugh, I just looked at the table. My homemade lasagna, garlic bread, a bottle of wine, and cardboard takeout boxes. Cold fries, cheap wings, all sitting there like a joke. "I just asked you to let me know the date. I will book my ticket early this time." Ethan did not even look up. "Didn't you hear me?" My mother pressed her lips together to hide a smile. My father swirled wine. That was all the answer I needed. I stood, pushed my chair back, and left. No scene, no shouting. 4 days later, Ethan texted me, "Hey, weird question. Did your bank? The loan payment did not go through." I stared at the message, then typed 4 words, "Not family, not funded." Then I blocked his number. For the first time in years, I felt peace, real heavy peace. But peace does not last long when people are used to feeding. The next morning before sunrise, pounding shook my front door, hard, insistent, angry. I did not have to look, I knew who it was. I sat in the kitchen, hands around a mug of tea, staring at the door as it rattled. I did not move. 10 minutes later, my father's silver SUV. Then came the calls from my mother's phone, then my father's. I ignored them all. That afternoon, I packed a bag and drove to my grandmother's cottage outside the city. She opened the door before I could knock and said, "Only took you long enough." She did not ask questions, she just ladled soup into a bowl. When I finished eating, I told her everything, the dinner, the laughter. She listened without surprise, then she said, "They have been drinking from your well. When the water dries up, they will call you selfish for keeping what is yours." That night, I slept better than I had in months. When I got home, I started printing my bank statements. 2 years' worth of transfers, Venmo payments, emergency bailouts. Money for rent, groceries, business, loans, new appliances. $20,000 in total. I highlighted every one. I slid the papers into an envelope and wrote a note. "This is who I have been. Ask yourselves who you have been." Then I mailed it to my parents' house. A week of silence passed, then the flowers came, cheap carnations. No note. After that, the messages began. My mother's voice on the phone, soft and casual. "Come over for lunch, let's talk." I did not go. The next day, she called again, this time talking about Ethan's stress. The third voicemail came late at night, her voice breaking. I still did, but love did not mean I had to keep setting myself on fire. Then Ethan emailed me a spreadsheet titled "Repayment Plan," no signature, no date. Just a list of small amounts he would eventually start sending. At the bottom, he had written, "Let's move past this, we are family." The same word he had used to shut me out at that table. I did not reply. Days later, I got a letter from my father written in his neat, formal hand. He started with, "We have always done so much for you." Then came the real reason: Ethan's business was collapsing. They needed help again. I did not answer. Instead, I went to a lawyer. I did not sue, did not threaten. I simply asked for a cease and desist letter. 2 copies, one to him, one to my parents. No one responded. 3 weeks later, a call from an unknown number. "This is Walker and Stein Law Office. We are calling regarding a personal business loan." My stomach dropped. I never signed anything. "We have a digital signature on file." When they sent it, I stared at the forged scrawl of my name. My signature, but not mine. The lawyer assured me it would not hold up. Still, the betrayal hollowed me out. I spent the next day closing old accounts, changing passwords, locking my credit. When I finally sat down, all I could think was if I had not cut him off. The next morning, another envelope appeared on my doorstep, my mother's handwriting. Inside was a note: "We all make mistakes. Do not punish us for loving you poorly." A photograph fell out: Ethan and me as kids sitting in the sandbox with popsicles. On the back she had written, "This is who you were before money, before everything." But it had never been about money, it was about respect. After that, everything went quiet for weeks. I lived like the noise had finally stopped. I focused on work, took a solo trip to Santa Fe, learned what peace actually sounded like. Then one Sunday, my grandmother called early, too early. "Your father collapsed yesterday." She knew me well. That night my mother called. Her voice was tired, cracked. "He is scared. They are talking surgery. He asked about you. Did you know?" "Did he apologize?" I asked. Silence, then she sighed. "No." A pause, then she said it. "The medical bills are going to be a lot." "You already asked," I interrupted. "I already gave 20,000 and years of my life." For the first time, she did not argue, just whispered, "You are right." Later that night, Ethan left a voicemail from an unknown number. "You are really doing this, letting Dad die because you are angry." No apology, just blame dressed up as urgency. I deleted it without listening to the rest. The next morning, I wrote one final card and mailed it to the family house. "I have made peace with all of it. That does not mean I am coming back." No signature. 2 weeks later, someone posted pictures from the family reunion. A lakeside cabin, paper cups, plastic chairs, a banner that said "Family Always." My old chair empty, but visible in 2 different photos. My mother commented, "Miss our girl, come home soon." I wrote one line beneath, "It looks great." Then I logged out. They still did not understand. I was not angry anymore. I was just done. They wanted me back, but only the version of me who stayed quiet. Months passed. I moved to a new apartment, changed my number. She asked, "Do you think you will ever forgive them?" I said, "I already have, but I will not provide warmth again." A year later, I stood on my balcony, coffee in hand, sunlight hitting the glass. The world was quiet in a way I had not known before. A voice message from my grandmother buzzed on my phone. "I heard you got that promotion." I smiled, looking at the old photo on the table, 2 kids holding popsicles. I did not throw it away. I just let it stay there, flat and harmless. The wind chime outside caught a soft breeze, the notes clear and light. No one was knocking anymore, just the wind whispering the truth: "You are free."